Yo, what is good, Mets Nation? Welcome back to Mets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my series preview to the Atlanta Braves vs. New York Mets series that kicks off tonight with Tylor Megill on the mound against Morton. And this is a very pivotal series for the New York Mets. We were coming off a devastating loss last night to the Washington Nationals in a one-game series. And then we're coming off a weekend where we split it against the Philadelphia Phillies 2-2. And those two wins that we got, somehow we miraculously came back, and they're both walk-off fashions. But the bats have been ice cold. And this is a very crucial series that it's kind of like a must-win in terms of winning the series 2 out of the 3 games, because the Mets, we've been in first place for a while. We're finally getting healthy, but we need to start winning series. When we started this, division schedule where we're going up against the Braves, the Phillies, the Nationals, we did not win a series yet. The first one, we lost the Washington National series earlier on, like 2 weeks ago, 3-4 we lost. And then we kept splitting and splitting and splitting. Now's the time for the Mets to win a series. And how are we going to do that? In this video, I'm going to give you guys the pitching matchups. Who are some X factors that the Mets should look out for? They have to get hot at the plate in order for us to win. And before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Mets Media, do not forget to smash that subscribe button. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYMets_media. And if you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So starting off with tonight's matchup, Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Tylor Megill makes another start for the New York Mets, his second of his career, and it is going up against the Atlanta Braves for the second time. And we're going up against Morton, who is 7-3 on the year with a 3.68 ERA. So this is going to be a tough matchup because Megill, he had a very good outing in his debut for the New York Mets. The only problem is he's going up against the same exact opponent that he went up against in his debut, and that does not really go in the pitcher's favor. Usually when a pitcher goes up against a team and then they have to go up against them again in their outing a week later, the offense is going to adjust. They're going to know what's coming. So this is a big test for the young rookie to be able to adapt and adjust to his game to make sure that the Braves do not know what's coming. So this is going to be a pivotal game tonight for Megill, and I feel like he is going to come out there and pitch well. In his debut, he was solid. He pitched like 4 or 5 innings and gave up 2 runs, and he really stepped up. He's a big 6'7" guy, and we cannot expect him to pitch a gem though. That's really the thing I want to talk about the most in this video. The New York Mets offense needs to start getting some runs, and we all know that. But it's that simple. If we start scoring runs, we're going to win some games, because I saw a stat last night. The New York Mets, when we score 4 runs throughout the season, we're 31-6. 31 wins, 6 losses when we score 4 or more runs. All we need to do is get consistent at the plate, drive runners in, hit the sacrifice flies, situational hitting, drive them in when there's runners in scoring position, and we will win ball games, because we cannot be reliant on our pitching all throughout the season, because the pitching has been so good. We have the best pitching in all of baseball. I'm pretty sure we have the lowest ERA with the starting pitchers and the bullpen combined in baseball, but we're bottom in the league in offense. So if this offense can really wake up in this series, I have confidence that we'll win, because the pitching matchups does go in our favor. We got Megill tonight, Peterson tomorrow, and then Jacob deGrom in Game 3. And Peterson's going up against Fried, and then deGrom's going up against Smyly. So this is one of those matchups where we have the advantage when it comes to pitching. But when it comes to offense, the Braves are definitely the better team. They got Ronald Acuna Jr., who is, probably going to be an MVP candidate. We know how great he is. Freddie Freeman, who has always been a Mets killer, and he's just one of those guys that can get hot for anything. Like, he can have a 2-home-run game. He can just be absolutely ridiculous. Ozzie Albies, he's having an up and down season, but he's definitely a very talented player that we got to look out for. And those guys, their offense is a top-heavy team, but they are a team that has been great for the past couple seasons, and they can get red hot, and it's a division game, and we need to be able to contain them. But more importantly, we need our offense to score runs. So the X factors for this game, or this series in particular for me, are these 2 players, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor. I feel like these 2 guys are the keys to the offense. And what I mean by that is, we know that Francisco Lindor had a lot of, ups and downs throughout the season. More downs than ups for sure. In April, it was an absolute nightmare. He could not get on base. He had an 0 for 25 skid or something like that, and it was unfortunate to watch. But Francisco Lindor, in his last 30 or so games, I think he's batting around 270. But the problem about Lindor is he has an insane game. Like one of those games where 2 weeks ago against the Nationals. 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. He basically leads us to win the game because we scored 5 total runs in that game. All 5 of them were driven in by Francisco Lindor. And then he goes, and then we think like, oh, this is the Francisco Lindor we paid a lot of money for. He's going to break out. He's going to be more consistent. And then he regresses and goes on another mini slump for the next 5 games. If Francisco Lindor can start stringing good games together, he's such a pivotal part for this offense. It's ridiculous because there's been like at least a handful of games where when he does play well, his impact is unbelievable because that's how good Lindor is when he is hot. And yes, I know Francisco Lindor has not been hot all season long. It's been very sporadic when he is looking good at the plate. But when he does look good, what I'm trying to say is he is a guy that can be clutch. We saw it this weekend against the Philadelphia Phillies with bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. We need to be able to get a run in order to tie the game to force extra innings. And Lindor comes in clutch and gets the RBI base hit to force extras. And he's a guy that if he's looking good on the offense, we're going to score a lot of runs. Same with Pete Alonso. He had a 2-run moonshot of a home run last night, and he's coming off a great series against the Phillies. So if Pete Alonso can start getting comfortable and start, driving runners in, get hot and get those power swings, we need some home runs from him because I feel like that's the only way we're going to be able to score right now because it doesn't seem like we have any ability to. I think we only have 9 sacrifice flies in the entire season, which is really embarrassing. But Pete Alonso is a player in the middle of that lineup, usually bats 3 or 4. If he can get hot, the slugger and Pete Alonso, I feel like he is trending in the right direction right now, coming off a 6-hit series against the Phillies, coming off a really good performance last night with that 2-run homer. If him and Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor can wake up in this series, I like our chances because all we need to do is to score at least 4 or 5 runs per game, and I feel like we'll be in a good situation to win with the pitchers that we have on the mound. I really genuinely have confidence in that, but the big X factor is definitely the entire offense. I know I just brought up Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor as 2 individuals, but hey, it's the entire offense. Now's the time for this offense to wake up. It's not going to be easy because every time we watch these Mets, we're waiting for it to happen, and it seems like we're just scratching our heads thinking, what is going on? Why can they not drive anybody in? And it's not like they're not getting any hits. Like, they're getting base hits, they're getting on base, but they can't drive them in. It's really frustrating, but this is my series preview for the Mets Braves. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. This is a very pivotal series for the New York Mets. Tonight is a must-win for me, in my opinion. Morton definitely got the best of us in the last game when he versed us, so hopefully we can get on him tonight. And then Peterson versus Fried tomorrow, and then DeGrom's on the mound in Game 3. We need a win when Jacob DeGrom is pitching. I think we have like an 8-game winning streak when Jacob DeGrom is on the mound. Hopefully we can keep that up. Leave a comment down below your thoughts and your predictions for the series, and then we got the Subway Series this weekend. I appreciate all the support here at Mets Media. It means a lot to me, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Mets. Peace.